Hello, everyone. My name is Benjamin John, and then on today's episode of What to Do, I'll be talking about what to consider when hosting this meeting. I consider this particular topic for this podcast very, very important because we've been hosting meetings and then we've been having lots of programs, but then the how to do is the problem because when we host these meetings, we end up not satisfying either the ministers we invite or the audience we tend to bring together. So on today's episode, we're trusting God to address these issues. All right, without wasting much time, the first thing worthy of consideration is choice of guests. It's not a religious event, a gospel gathering, a Christian gathering, a revival meeting. There are many things you look out for. You can't be hosting a revival meeting and then you're bringing someone because of a secular future. Because you see, people tag their meetings, experience God, worship, whatever, worship experience. And then when you check the choice of guests, many times it doesn't even rhyme with the topic. You begin to pay attention to the kinds of people they want to invite. You begin to pay attention to the kinds of ministers they want to invite. And then you line them up in line with the topic being projected, and it's not rhyming. It's a big issue. So your choice of guests is actually a factor that is worthy of consideration. All right. Now, how do you choose your guests? Number one, we're speaking for a spiritual meeting right now. How do you choose your guests? Number one, if truly you're holding up that meeting by the instruction of God, well, of course, a meeting is not something you just wake up and hold, right? You don't just wake up and then you choose to host a meeting. It's an instruction from God. No, you must hear from God. The same way you were able to hear, same way you were able to hear the topic of the meeting, the same way you were able to hear that you're supposed to host the meeting, the same God should be able to speak to you as regarding the choice of guests. All right, same God should be able to speak to you as regards the choice of guests to bring. All right, and then second factor that influences the kinds of guests you should bring is quite minute but very serious, is their kind of grace. Because you see, you cannot hold a word-based meeting and then you're inviting somebody who is a prayer man, or you're holding a prayer meeting and you're inviting someone who is just a casual. You have to invite people. The same God that told you put up this prayer meeting should tell you the guests to bring. All right, the second one that follows this exact point is the number of guests. You're holding a program for 4 p.m. to end by 8 p.m. and then you're bringing 10 guest ministers. This is a common error that happens. You try to invite people and then you're inviting them by how you feel. I'm looking for the perfect word right now. You're inviting them by pity. Okay, this one is my friend. He invited me for his program, so he'll be on my flyer. This one is this one is that. It's wrong. Way too wrong. You know why? Because if God is asking you to put up a meeting and the time frame is short, the time of administration, the time for the meeting is very short, do yourself the favor of asking God who He wants you to minister in that meeting. All right? If you've asked Him these questions and He has impressed it in your heart, learn to build the discipline and culture of allowing these people pour out themselves. You have a meeting of 4 hours. There's nothing wrong in having 2 guest ministers, 1 word minister, 1 music minister. If it's a worship concert, 3 ministers at most. Because when these people come, it takes time to release what they have. I'm not trying to say it takes so much time for God to move. No, God can do His thing in 2 minutes. But many times it takes time because you see, these people come with a particular dimension of themselves they've been able to portray over time. You don't gather, you don't cluster so many ministers and then just for 3 hours, a meeting that is starting by 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. you have 10 guest ministers. Inside that short hour, you still have a red carpet event. You have a red carpet event, not just the red carpet event, a long number of praise and worship. Not just that, you still have to give time to people that are not even on the flyer. Just come and bless us, just come and then you still have to give time to the owner of the church you're using. Because if you don't give him time, that will be the last time you use that place. You understand? I'm speaking by experience. So after this now, the time left to be 2 hours, then you'll be giving everybody 10 minutes to come and minister. The truth of it is, if you spend so much time preparing for a meeting and hosting the guests, you will not want to give them 10 minutes to minister. You see? So the number of guests is actually worthy of consideration. The number of guests. Number 2 is ministration time. You don't bring people up and then tell them 5 minutes when it's not when it's not a game you're playing. You bring them up and you're telling them 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. and then somebody just starts saying you write a note and gives them. It's dishonor. It is dishonor both to the grace of God upon their life and even to themselves. It is called pure dishonor. That's what it is. All right. The third factor to look here is the timing of the event. I already touched on that already. If a meeting is a worship concert, it is starting by 4. If you're having your red carpet, for example, it should be nothing less than 30 minutes. Don't spend so much time doing what is not necessary. We spend so much time doing what is not necessary. We spend so much time doing red carpet. We spend so much time doing praise and worship. Spend so much time when the main purpose of the event has not even been captured. All right, and then at the end of the day, you end up giving the word minister. You end up giving him 10 minutes. You end up giving him 5 minutes, and then time up, and everybody goes home. When you rush the main things that should actually happen in that event, you finally are able to put out the blessedness of that event. So every other extracurricular activities should be done within short periods of time. The main reason why we are gathered, we should take time. In 2026 and many years to come, I want you to put this behind your mind, that the main reason God is asking you, God is prompting it in your spirit to actually put up a meeting, it must be accomplished. If it's a word-based meeting, ensure that the word of God is being taught. If it's a worship meeting, ensure they spend more time worshiping. All right, and then find a way in your heart to work out. Because you see, I spoke with someone, and the person told me that if I don't give this my friend Mike, now he go vex. Let us give a Mike, may bless us for 10 minutes. Work with people who have grown. You can go for Theophilus Sunday's meeting, you can go for Dunsin's meeting, go a minister, and you sit till the meeting is done. Because what you're not in the blue, God did not ask them to bring you. You can go to those meetings, anointed, powerful, worded. You sit down from the start of those meetings to the end. If they call you up to honor, it's just to honor you. But that even if you're not ministering, God is glorified. So don't find a way to want to partially involve everybody in the meeting and end up giving the microphone to 50 persons. Both you, the audience, and whatever God has asked you to do to be accomplished in that meeting is finished. All right. Let me go to the next. Setting up a workforce and a team. If it's a short-term event, God is asking you to put up a worship meeting. God is asking you to put up a worship meeting once a year. This is my strong advice. For sensitive departments like sound, light, media, get a company. If it's not an every month and every week kind of meeting, get a company. Because by level of professionalism, they are able to put out this result back to back. Saves you of time, saves you of stress, saves you of every unnecessary headache. Strategic follow-up and strategic permissions. This is what is, to me, in this whole outline, this is the most important. To me, this is the most important. And I'll say why. When you invite a guest for a meeting, I want to invite you, sir, you're coming to minister to us, they give you their approval, and the meeting is in August. Let's say you're in June, the meeting is in August. Many of you forget about the guests. You've invited them because they've said yes, you don't reach out to them anymore. The next time you're reaching out to them is August, the day of your meeting. So I hope you are still coming. That's dishonor. It must end this year. When you invite them for your meetings, it is as easy. You strategically follow them up. Not by bugging them with messages. No. So has anything changed? What are the plans? Are you coming with a team? Engage them in conversations. Don't keep them silent till the week of your meeting or the day of your meeting. Engage them in conversations. Reach out to their management team. What's the update? Are you coming with backups? Are you coming with musicians? This is how to host a meeting properly. The second thing is, you must pay attention to the slightest of details, down to their photos you're using for the flyers. Don't go to their Facebook page and pick a random photo, use it for the flyers. Worst of all, you're done with the flyers, you post it without their permission. This is sensitive and it's not being taught. So many program organizers go ahead to do this. Reach out to their management team. If they don't have a management team yet, reach out to them. What photo would you love us to use? The fact that it is my picture doesn't mean I love it being used on a flyer. And when peradventure you're done with the flyer, send it to me. I should see the flyer as the minister, as the guest, and approve it. Because you see, we have many funny graphic designers everywhere. So you just release a flyer, we have 15 guest ministers on one flyer, and it's looking like we're lapping ourselves. Reach out to good creative flyer designers. I know a couple of them. Reach out to there's Michael Onoja, there is Obis Creative, there's Joe Monday. One amazing man of God online, Praise Murray, started something. When you put up a bad flyer for a meeting, he goes to the comment section, ask you to delete it. If possible, even suggest a designer and help you create a better, we call him the social media police. You see, we must ensure we put out quality. When you've created this flyer, send it to the guests, let them approve it. If you can successfully follow these steps, they see that you honor them. They come to minister with a different kind of dimension. Yes, they are not gods, they are not the ones bringing the word, they are not the ones holding the power. But you see, when honor is properly followed, the power of God follows naturally. So reach out to them for the photos to use, and even if they've given you the photos, send them the flyers to confirm. You might spell their name wrongly, and you might not know, and other things like that. Number 2, their biography. Don't just write anything about their biography, because you might see something you feel, oh, this is part of his life, and he doesn't want it included. It's something in his life he's trying to forget, something in his life he doesn't want to be included in his biography. Do your best to reach out to your management team. Okay, we are trying to get a biography. How do you help us across with that? All right. And then preferred choice of stay. Okay, is there something you like? How do you want to come? Where do you stay? Get to ask them. Do you understand? Get to ask them, and then that's that. Another sensitive thing to note, right? Honorarium. Now, it is very wrong, uncalled for, to squeeze honorarium into the hands of your guest. Like, somebody came to minister in your meeting, and then service has closed, you call him to one side, or in the presence of everybody trying to unpack, and then you squeeze honorarium into. He's not a policeman, right? Sorry, it's not a policeman. Neither is he taking bribe from you. You don't do that. All right. If at all you would have to give cash, it should be packaged in a clean envelope, a very, very clean envelope, well packaged, and not given in the presence of. You shouldn't give them that money in the presence of the crowd. Just closed, and then you see them off either to their cars or whatever, and in case you're making a transfer, most preferably, then do it with all diligence. All right. And another sensitive thing to actually capture is how they minister. This person ministers with a mic stand and a guitar, an acoustic guitar. Let's take case strings, for example. You're inviting them for your meeting. These things, you don't have to be told. Study the administration patterns. Get a mic stand. Get a good line out for an acoustic guitar. And then, put these things in place. Other ministers, they play. If you know a minister that plays for himself, ensure the wire is extendable to the stage. Ensure there's an extra piano for him to play, and then just find a way of ensuring that their pattern of ministration blends into your meeting, so they don't come and now have to outsource means to be comfortable while ministering to God's people. All right. And then number 3 is giving out personal information of your minister just to the public. You invite a minister for your meeting, and then the meeting is over, then your members ask you, please give us his number. You give them their number. Give us this one, give them this one, or the numbers of their musicians, it is very, very, very wrong. You keep their information a secret, down to their hotel locations. The fact that they are lodged around for your meeting doesn't give you the right to expose where they are currently staying or whatever. Beyond security reasons, it is for the sake of their privacy, and respecting their privacy is also honoring God's hands upon their life. All right. Then the final is, if you're hosting a meeting, same honor, emphasis on same honor you give to a guest you're bringing from South Africa or India is the same honor you give to an in-house minister. You see, because at the end of the day, what we are honoring is the vessel, not even the location they are coming out from. So you give an honorarium, a nice preferential treatment to that person coming from a distance, and just because this other minister is a roadside person, he is my person, blah 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 blah, he's treated with so much dishonor. That should change. Now, you're holding a meeting, put this behind your mind. You're a man of God, you're a woman of God. God has blessed you, and then you're having meetings using your worship team members as in-house ministers. Let them be treated with honor. Same honor you give to someone coming from outside. We trust God to hold better meetings. We trust God to put out meetings that will glorify His name and accomplish them. And most importantly, we trust God to help us achieve the kind of heavy topics we give our meetings. Because why not? May God give us grace to actually have our meetings accomplish the heavy names they bear. Because you name your meeting an encounter, and after the encounter, all we can find is I'm speechless. See you in the next video. God bless you.